Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the very last edition of The Conversation this week. Of course, it's the Friday edition of the show. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning and welcome. I am Joy Olu.
Good morning, everyone. I am Adebimpe Omotayo. Thank God
I was
it's
expecting
Friday.
you put the alaja.
Exactly.
And today is Ojo Jimo.
He said it's not on the chest captions.
Don't worry. We would always use the approved chest caption while on air, but I mean, it is your own introduction, and like you'd always say, there's the prefix there. You earned it. You worked for it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Honorable stranger.
Okay.
It's the Friday edition of the show, and you know how we do it. We try as much as possible to help you begin your weekend on a relaxed note. Of course, this morning we intend to do the same, and the ladies are here this morning. Anything you want to recap on before we start the show today?
First, I can't see your face. Then secondly, the rain yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, you were not even out of the house yesterday, were you?
I didn't even step out of my house yesterday.
Hey,
So
the rain did many people dirty yesterday.
Even the fact that I was home, I knew that the rain did dirty, because even I could. So apparently, when my boys got back home, you know, they were still in school when it rained, and they went, "Oh, we thought we were going to sleep in school." I'm like, because they said because the rain didn't want to stop. I said, well, even if the rain didn't stop, you'll find a way to come back school home. So just to show you the intensity of that rain. Now, you know, when it rains in Lagos, sometimes it's a blessing, sometimes it's not so good. It's not such a good blessing. But everybody felt the rain yesterday.
Yeah, and it rained everywhere because
Did it rain in Ogun State?
Oh, yes. That's why I said, how about now? Eh? Anyway,
No,
we are one Nigeria.
I thought maybe the rain stopped on the long bridge.
It's just a bridge that is differentiating. But it rained because I called Egbeda. It rained there on the island. It rained in Ogun State.
That rain was carried yesterday.
It rained.
But in the midst of the rain, Adebimpe and I talked about the fact that for some reason there wasn't power supply last night up until this morning. Did you have your own self? You have.
I'm in a different WhatsApp group, so. But hopefully, good news. My husband was checking the platform this morning, and he was saying that power might be restored today. So, yeah.
Is that why they took everybody's own?
So that they can work
and share.
Well,
but I still don't understand why, you know, we had this blackout yesterday. I thought it was because of the intensity.
It could be too because of the rain, yeah.
But I read that there was also a disruption on the grid yesterday, which affected supply to a part of Lagos. So that could also have been, you know, why. Because I know I am under Eco Electricity. Adebimpe is under Ikeja. And for both Eco and Ikeja not to have distributed electricity to parts of Lagos yesterday probably meant that there was something going on about the same time. So let's hope.
It's been a while the grid collapsed. The grid.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually a total collapse. Maybe it was just some. We do hope that they will fix it today, being a Friday. Don't let our weekend be on a long thing. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So what's happening this weekend?
It's actually you that we should be asking. It's actually you.
What's happening this weekend?
We should be asking, because it feels like your weekend is starting on a good note today.
Yes.
Where is the Ashwebi?
In my bag.
Just make sure that your voice is intact when you're coming on Monday.
So
What do you mean?
So don't party too hard. Party too hard, but don't lose your voice.
Thank you.
So dance, eat, make merry. Thank God it's Friday. Is there any other one tomorrow?
Yes.
Is there any other one Sunday?
No.
Okay,
Sunday's
so
for rest.
2 days on, 1 day off. Okay. So you party hard Friday, Saturday, and you rest well on Sunday. So we can have you hale, hearty, and bright on Monday morning.
But let me give a warning. My voice has been cracking since yesterday.
So keep it.
The more reason
Keep
why
the
you
one
should
that
keep
is not cracked.
So even when I get here on Monday, inshallah, and my voice is not so good, it's not because I partied.
Okay, it's because that voice has been arrested.
The voice has a mind of its own.
I didn't even we got the memo. All right, if you need to party this weekend, of course, we always preach that moderation is very key.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the show now by taking our news points this morning. And on this side today, I am staying with the president, where he's giving another assurance to workers of improved salaries and allowances soon. And like Adibimpe will always say, see you soon. We don't know how soon this really will be.
Soon gives you hope.
It gives you hope. But you know, sometimes you
Something to
always
look
see
forward
those hopes. Okay. President Bola Tinubu has hinted at a possible increase in workers' salaries and allowances soon, saying his administration's economic reforms are beginning to produce tangible results. This came as he urged investors to seize emerging opportunities in the country's evolving economy. Speaking at the commissioning of the rebuilt Premier Hotel, the iconic hospitality facility perched atop the Mokola Hill in Ibadan on Thursday, Tinubu described the hotel's rebirth as a powerful symbol of heritage preservation, economic renewal, and the resilience of indigenous institutions built by visionary leaders of the old Western region. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, the President said the extensive modernization of the historic hotel mirrored the ongoing restoration of national landmarks and demonstrated how legacy assets could be repositioned to meet contemporary demands while retaining their historical significance. He lauded the founding fathers of the defunct Western region for establishing institutions that became engines of economic development and commended successive leaders who sustained Oodua Investment Company Limited through decades of economic and political transition. Let's leave it there. Okay, let's quickly talk about highlighting the role of tourism in his administration's renewed hope agenda. Tinubu said the federal government has developed programs aimed at strengthening the hospitality, arts, culture, and creative sectors to make them major contributors to national development. Right? Well, that's the thrust of the story. Of course, that assurance came from the SGF yesterday through from the president through the SGF, assuring workers of improved salaries and allowances. When that will be, we do not know, but of course there's a caveat that it will be very soon. You know, I'm talking about legacy projects, talking about, you know, succeeding administrations. I think there's also a need for, as much as there's a need for development, I think when infrastructure are also constructed or certain things are done, I think there's a need to always have a projection into how things can actually be in the future. I remember that this particular facility is one that, of course, is very iconic in Ibadan. And before it was revamped, it was in a very bad shape. It was in a... if you visit that facility, you'll know that it's something that should actually be nurtured, cherished. Yes, please.
That particular facility. I've been there in the 90s. I've been there in the early 2000s. I think I was there again about 4 or 5 years ago, and I totally understand.
Absolutely. You know. I absolutely. So I wasn't there in the night, you know, maybe not before you, but I know that in the last 4 or 5 years, I've been there more than once, and the last time I was there, it was a pitiable situation.
It was.
And I'm like, why is this place this way? But I'm glad that it's been revamped. So when things like this happen, you know, governments must also look at consistency when it comes to maintenance culture. We have a very bad maintenance culture in Nigeria. And if we must get things right, we must begin to look at issues around maintenance. And I think that is where I will give it to Lagos State with, you know, the facility management agency. There's a need to manage facilities. There's a need to also look at how these things can be touched from time to time. You can't just assume, and it's a money-making venture. So if it makes money for you, where are you pruning the money? So hopefully now that, you know, this has been, again, revamped and commissioned, we hope that the managers will look at how these things can be better managed so that in years to come, we'll not come and say, but we know how the space was years ago. So hopefully, Mr. President, the soon should actually be sooner than soon.
Exactly. You took it out of my mouth.
It will be sooner than soon. So again, this is just not another promise made in futility.
But really, is the improved salaries for workers,
is it general or federal?
But you know that they will take care of federal
they'll
workers.
take care of federal workers.
They
but
will
is
take
that
care of federal
really-
workers. So the states will not have to toe the path if they can afford it.
Yeah.
You want to go to federal service?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, but really, I just want to talk about this increase or improved salaries. Sometimes I always think that this is not, the solution. That once these market men and women hear that, improved salaries, prices of certain commodities will go up again. So it's just like, going around in a circle.
Well,
again.
Well, the prices are already up.
It is.
They are already up, but at least it would do something.
To do something, to give us hope that we have more.
Okay.
Even though we don't have.
Okay, I'll take the next story. 36 speakers back state police. Final test begins. Support for the proposed state police gathered momentum on Thursday as speakers of the 36 state houses of assembly, governors, the Labour Party, and the firm of APC speakers backed the constitutional amendment passed by the Senate, raising hopes that the bill could secure the approvals needed to become law. The endorsement came barely 24 hours after the Senate passed the Constitution Alteration Bill seeking to establish state police across the Federation, a major step in Nigeria's decades-long effort to decentralize policing and tackle worsening insecurity. The bill must now be approved by at least 24 state houses of assembly before it can be transmitted to President Bola Tinubu for assent. While many stakeholders describe the proposal as a necessary response to growing cases of terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and communal violence, the People's Redemption Party opposed the move, questioning the motives of the Tinubu administration and urging Nigerians to reject it. Among the early supporters was Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia, who commended the National Assembly for passing the bill and described the development as a landmark step towards strengthening the country's security architecture. Yeah, I'll stop here, and I just like the fact that I think every day we've talked about this
State police issue.
state police bill and the speed at which it is being given attention. Yeah, this is what it's now at the stage where it has to be backed by speakers, governors, and every other stakeholders. But one thing I don't understand is People's Redemption Party.
They've been there in a PRP.
And they are not telling me. Is it the PRP of Aminu Kano of those of the Second Republic?
Of the old.
Is it the PRP of Aminu Kano?
I don't know if it's the same one. But,
Okay.
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm trying to look for why they said it should be rejected. Anyway, state
it's a
police.
matter of opinion.
Exactly.
And they are
I'm looking for
entitled.
the reason why. But state policing, I still believe, is the way to go. But just like yesterday, we still talked about, some people related their own fears about governors, hijacking this state police and, being overzealous about it. But we can't look at just one issue when we know that this will has more benefits than its disadvantage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kudos to government in
quick action.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That fear cannot be overlooked because again, some people might want to take advantage, of it. But like I said yesterday, everyone should, focus on the reason why this was established. It is to fight terrorism and insecurity. And if everyone understands that the safety of lives and property of the people should be the priority, then I think that we should have minimal or less issues with this.
Abimbola, what's the name
please.
of that guest that comes to talk on security?
Hi, Chief.
Hi, Chief. Or does it belong to this PRP?
The High Chief's opinion is that the existing security agencies should be taken
instead
care
of
of.
starting another one, instead of creating another one.
Because again, I also want to say that while we're establishing the state police, can we also improve welfare for the existing security agencies on ground so they don't feel left behind
or neglected?
So that, of course, that will now fall under the purview of the federal government, because if that now happens, then the states will definitely now, it will be a case of carry your cross by yourself, because now that, you know, the law has given them the powers to appoint their CPs, then it means that they would, you know, focus on what happens in their states and allow the government, federal government, to still take a holistic look at how to better, you know, the structure, the welfare, and all that concerns the federal police. Let's take a story.
All right. This is a not so good report. Death toll in Lagos building collapse hits 8, 26 rescued. No fewer than 8 persons, including an infant girl, have been confirmed dead following the collapse of a 3-story shopping complex in the Alakija area of Lagos Badagry Expressway on Thursday. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency disclosed that 26 other victims were rescued from the rubble as emergency responders continued search and rescue operations at the scene. According to the Permanent Secretary of LASEMA, Dr. Olufemi Okeosointolu, he made this known at the incident. According to this news medium, gathered that the building, which housed shops and business premises, collapsed earlier in the day, that was yesterday, prompting the activation of the state's emergencies response system. That's basically the thrust of the story, but according to officials of LASEMA, according to the PS of LASEMA, he says emergency responders, including LASEMA, the Lagos State Building Control Agency, and other stakeholders began coordinated rescue efforts shortly after arriving the scene. And so it was a joint effort of all the emergency responders in the state. And one of the things that they said, they were saying that people should always give way when things like this happen, and to allow emergency responders free access to, you know, to carry out the rescue operations. And I saw the videos yesterday. The first one I saw was the building collapse, and the second one I saw was them, you know, bringing out people from the rubble. And, you know, the crowd was just there, and there was no space for those who were carrying out the emergency activities to move through. And I think that is something that people should learn. When things happen, give room, you know, give room, because, again, time is of essence at this critical time.
Absolutely well said. We know that sometimes when things like this happen, those around are usually the first responders before help will come. But as soon as help comes, as soon as those who are trained to take care of such situations come around, please just give way and allow for them to do their jobs. Because many times you're not trained hands, you can't handle this situation like they would, and you may also end up compounding issues when you also do certain things. So we also would appeal to rescue operators, when you also get to a place, try to cordon off. You know, those places with those tapes, even though, yes, I know that sometimes there are restrictions and all of those, but I think, you know, awareness remains key. And we would continue to let our people know that once help comes, please let's give way for proper help to continue. Well, let's go to the X platform this morning and take a look at one of the many trending stories there this morning. Perhaps because I do not, personally, because I really do not like this young man.
Me too.
I don't particularly put too much energy or too much action into what happens with him. But of course, a certain man,
and this is just another reason why I cannot like him. This particular issue.
And so
like this particular, he keeps trending.
Exactly. So I mean, it just shows the kind of people we are. Really. So this particular issue is trending either as YC, either as Olodo, either as Pella. anyone you choose to go with. Of course, this young man during a podcast, YC, says, of course, Nigerian society is no longer celebrating academic excellence. It's not even Yahoo culture anymore. Now we have a Pella culture, and a Pella culture in quote. This Olodo, again in quote, uprising we're witnessing is terrible. It feels like we're trying so hard to accommodate ignorance so people won't feel bad. Now, a lot of people have come for YC, saying that why should an older man take a swipe at a younger man or a younger chap, and and for me, it's more or less like, I think it's a societal thing where we celebrate mediocrity, where we celebrate things that ordinarily should not matter. But a lot of people will say, well, that is what people his age want, and not necessarily. And some have even said, whose could help? And I'm like, I hope we'll not continue to have this kind of mentality, because you might see it as whose could help now, but when the chips are down, you will actually see that indeed school help person. But for those who like Pella, his content, yes, all good for you. But I think sometimes we just need to sit and take things away from the context of, chasing clouds. And then just look at these things holistically and look at how damaging these things can really be to our culture and our society. And I think that, the Olodo culture is not necessarily just about Pella.
It's not, yeah.
It's just about a generation, of people who just feel that I don't have to go to school to make it in life.
Yeah, YC had a good point, but where I faulted him, or where I would fault him, is mentioning the Pella. You could have put it in some other way. Because
it is not only Pella.
It's not.
We have Botebu. We have Kata Efe. We have so many of them.
And again, do you blame them again? Because when you see a child who goes for a mathematics competition and you are giving tertiary money, and then you see someone that is going for one life, what do they call that thing? And you are coming with a lot of money.
So, and again, because of course, like we said, these guys have huge followers. These guys have people who are already using them as mentors in quote. Yes, they're influencers. Perhaps, of course, if there were no social media, maybe we would not have even, known about them. Yeah. But because they are there and they're doing things, people continue to look up to them and also fashion their lifestyle or their motive in life to them. So who do we blame?
It's still the society.
Still the society.
Yeah. Right, so you can, of course, go onto the X platform this morning and take a further read on why YC, Olodo, Pella are all trending there this morning. All right, that's the much we'll take this time round. We will take a quick break. When we return, our first conversation will be here this morning. And of course, today we're staying with gospel music, and our guest will be joining us via Zoom. And today we're taking a look at the lyrics, the rhythm. What exactly is gospel music? While some will say gospel music is anything that motivates you, others will say, there's actually a message about, gospel music. So we'll take this break. When we return, our guest will join us and the conversation will begin.
No worry, you said go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you, they use money